Hello, everybody. I was just talking about making a video. Then I thought, well, maybe I'll just go live and see if anybody just shows up. Hopefully, one person at least will show up, and then I have somebody to chat with. And so I'll wait just a minute. But here, I've been making a. I'm starting a crumb quilt, and I've decided that it's going to be a quilt as you go. Hi, Evie. Oh, good. I won't be alone. This is certainly unscheduled. I just decided to go on and see if I could just. I was going to just make a not a live stream. I was going to make a video. Then I thought, well, maybe I'll just go live. What the heck? That's what I said. But I've been working on my crumb quilt, Evie. My with using my scrappy crumbs. And so far, hi Teresa and Alona. My goodness, I'm glad that you caught me live too. I think that's awesome. What a way to spend a Friday night. Well, here in my neck of the woods, it's Friday night anyway. And so, but I just wanted to show you what I've come up with so far with my. Oh, Kelly, hi. Good to see you, Kelly. This is the beginning of my crumb quilt. I'm making 12-inch, 12 by 12 squares. Cheryl, hello, hi, thanks for coming in. Gosh, this is amazing that I have all of you all in and I didn't even send out an invitation. That is awesome. But I've got quite a few squares. The reason I have oh, it's Sunday night. Thanks, Kel. I am really losing my ever loving mind. It's Sunday night. That's right. I don't know why. I have my days crazy. But what I've done on this, like today, well, see, I had made some really crazy quilt. Hi, Janice. I had made some really crazy quilted curtains that were in my sewing room. But now that my sewing room is a bedroom for my granddaughters, let's see, I took the curtains because this was part of a curtain, and I just took the curtains and I cut them into 12 by 12 squares. And thank you, thank you. My granddaughters are amazing. They're out right now. They went to uh, some kind of a trampoline park or something so they could play. But the curtains that I had were just absolutely just a bunch of scraps. And so I just took them, cut them all into 12 by 12. And all of these pieces, I had so many pieces just that were done differently. And I cut them into these 12 by 12 squares, and they're all going to be part of my quilt. But what I've decided I'm going to do is I'm going to make it like a quilt as you go. So what I'm going to do is I've got a lot of flannel, and I'm going to use the flannel. I'm going to cut that to 12 by 12 squares too. And I'm going to like put the flannel and the square right sides together, and then I'm going to stitch around and then turn them upside down, turn them inside out, and then I'm going to top stitch around the edges, and then I'm going to take each one of the squares and hand stitch them together. And that's the way this one is going to be. So it'll be like a quilt as you go, And it's going to be just a lightweight quilt because we're here in Florida. We don't need anything real heavy. But some of these pieces I'm going to, like this laces, and I'm going to stitch, put some more stitching on some of these squares that I got off of that was in the curtain. And I still have one more curtain because this was only one half of the set. But every one is way different, just way different. And so, but I think it'll make, so that'll make the whole back of the quilt um, be flannel. And then the top of it will be just these squares. But it will be kind of like an I Spy quilt as well. And because like our plans are to have, like Friday night or Saturday night, movie night at our house with the girls. And we can also play I Spy with the quilt. Like, here's some peppers. I can say, I see something that's red hot. And then they'll find a red hot pepper. And there's a little pig. And then here's a little tricycle with little rabbits riding the tricycle. And so it'll be a fun. And here's even the cat in the hat right there. I can say, can you find a cat that wears a hat? And then they might find that right there. But what I've been doing now is I've got a lot more 4 patches done. Just 4 patch. Well, most of them are just 4, and so I have them ready to go. But then I also have got some some I have some I have some. I've been stitching two pieces together, and I just got a whole string of them here, a long string. Oh God, I got a lot of them. You know what I just got? I just got this. It's called a blade saver, and what this is this is for cutting thread. When you have a worn down blade on your rotary cutter, and it's where it's not sharp anymore, you can use that blade in this. And what this works for, maybe it'll work for something else too, but when you're doing, now see, I gotta go cut each one of these things apart. So rather than you use your scissors, you just go like this, and that blade is right there, and you cut each one of those apart like that. So if you're chain stitching pieces together like this, then this is, now when I ordered this, I thought it would come with a blade, but it doesn't come with a blade. You have to get your own blade. And where did I get that piece in there? Hi, Janet. Good to see you. And Rita's Roost. Oh my goodness. Yes, Rita. Rita, I've been watching you and your friends. I not much for a commenting, but I love watching you girls. You girls are just amazing. And usually when I'm watching you though, I'm busy doing something, and so I'm not much of a chatter. Maybe I will now though, now that you're my friend. But yes, this is very, very helpful. And see, then, like if that one piece at the top starts getting dull, you just rotate it and get another part of the blade and keep going. But and so, but it just goes faster and faster. I mean, I like to, I'm just a scrappy person. I just do things with scraps, but I like any kind of a little shortcut. Any kind of a little shortcut. Now, for you all, Rita's Roost here, Rita and she gets together with a lot of friends, and they do a lot of quilting. They do a lot of beautiful quilting. And so they're just fun to watch. I don't do the fancy kind of quilting. I do like I work with scraps. And so I work with scraps and I it turns out that I do mainly just crumb quilting. And so what I do now, these ones are just all two patches now. So I'm getting my twos together. But I wanted to show you too, as well. One thing I just bought was titanium blades because I found out, I heard that the titanium blades will last a whole lot longer. Oh, thank you, Janice, for putting Rita's Roost link. That's good. So I'm going to see how much longer that titanium blade lasts. I hope so. And they're not much more expensive. They are a little more expensive than just the more expensive than the cheap ones. But so what I do now is I just, after I do the twos, I just put them together, and I mean I press them. I always have to have them pressed open. I learned another little trick too. I have, hi Cozy Dozy Duds. I learned another trick as well by watching a video here recently. And like sometimes you can't tell if a fabric is cotton or if it's polyester, some kind of a poly something. And they said that if you take it and you fold it, finger press it, and then open it back up, if it leaves a crease there, then it is cotton. But if it kind of starts unfolding itself, then it's a cotton poly blend of some kind. I never knew that before. I don't know if I've got a poly cotton blend here in my scraps. I probably do because my scraps is just scraps. Now this one's not holding its crease well. It kind of is. But anyway, so that's going to be interesting to know that. And then because I do like all cottons, and although I don't mind using a cotton blend either, I'm not picky about my scraps, but sometimes some of the scraps just feel kind of odd, so I don't so I don't really, I wonder if this strappity one, oh, that's really holding its crease there, so I would say that is 100% cotton. So I have been donated, oh my gosh, so many lovely subscribers have sent me just scraps, and oh, they are gifts. I'm telling you, that's like treasure for a pirate. And so I'm like a pirate with a trunk full of treasures when I get a new batch of scraps. And even though I have a lot of scraps already, it seems like when I get more scraps, it's stuff I don't already have. So it's like absolutely beautiful. Yes, I do, Rita. I love it. I appreciate every tiny little piece. And that's what I have when I put something like this together. I just have so many different pieces. Like I have well, my house now belongs to, it was just me and Papa here, just kind of moseying and wobbling around in here. But now my son and his family are here. And my daughter in law, she likes to decorate for the seasons and for the holidays. So now that my house, which was just decorated with nothing except Yeah, nothing. Except piles of stuff. Um, Now everything is almost themed. So, but I had enough scraps. I think I put up a little video of I made some coasters that are like little pumpkins, but and I did that with like crazy quilt style, and so I made them, and then yesterday I also in the kitchen doors, the cupboard doors that are right under the sink. Well, instead of doors there's curtains. And I did have some fabric curtains that I had made that was real farmy. But now I made curtains there, and in the dining room I made curtains, and they got spiders and spiderwebs on them for Halloween. My daughter-in-law was very impressed with that. She loves to decorate, and they have two little children, 7 and 2, and they love the holidays too. They really do up any holiday. And so that's what I've done lately. I used to have I used to work right mostly from my dining room. Now the dining room is like a dining room. It's kind of weird in a way, but it's beautiful. So when they're done, and they're not completely done right now with everything, because they still haven't got everything. They got till the end of the month to get everything out of their rental house that they did live in. And so they've been busy. And my daughter-in-law's an RN, and she works 3 days off. I mean, 3 days at a time, 12-hour shifts, but she's got an hour drive. So the 3 days that she works, it's just my son and the girls. And so then we so on those days, I don't know, I just lost my train of thought. Somehow my train of thought just went kaputski out the window. And so, but now because I'm making 12 by 12 blocks out of these, what I'm doing is I'm, what I did with the last couple of blocks, I'm almost done ironing these. I just really like ironing stuff. Well, actually, don't really like ironing stuff. I like to iron scraps. I don't like to iron my clothes. My clothes don't need to be ironed. They come out of the dryer. I hang them on a hanger. That's close enough to iron. That's close enough to ironing for me. So that one's got Elsa. I'm learning all of these little characters too from Disney because my girl. I sewed that one backwards. And today I started. I I I worked with my vintage sewing machine. Well, I didn't work with it. I had my vintage sewing machine out on a dining room table, and which it's just a crank. It's not electric. It just cranks. And so, and I had a bunch of just little scraps. And Aria, the 7-year-old, she just sewed and sewed and sewed, and just showing the scraps together just to get the feel. And Janice only irons clothes when there's a wedding or a funeral. Yeah, something about those kind of fancy things. You gotta have your things ironed. I try not to go to funerals. Those are no fun. Weddings, on the other hand, they're fun. So, yeah, but that scissor isn't worth nothing. Okay, so anyhow, once I get these all ironed like this, then I put them in little stacks. Although these ones look like, now see, because these ones are about the same. Let me see. Yeah, about the same this way. So I'll put that. Now some of them might be. a little bit longer. These ones are a little shorter. And so I kind of put them where they're the same width here. Width. So then when I put them together, which all of these might be, that one's all cattywampus, but that's okay. I can take care of that. And so then when I take two up and go get them, now see this one here, well, that one is still about the same width. I think all of these might be about the same width. But what I'm doing on these ones then is I just make a strip. I'll start putting all these together, but then just make a strip that I think is about, hi Melissa, how are you today? I hope you're doing good. Good to see you again. And yeah, these look like they're all about the same width. Sometimes I end up with some that are much wider. This one's a little wider, so I'll put that one on that stack. This one's a little wider too, so I'll put that one on that stack. But when I get one that's sort of at least 12 inches this way, then I will have, usually then it takes like 3 strips together to get it up to a 12 by 12. Or it'll be over a 12 by 12, and then I trim it down. And so, but I think it's fun. And so Aria has been sewing. She did today sewing on my Singer, my old Singer. And then I found it would kind of what is it? It would get kind of like it didn't turn well. So my son oiled the whole thing. Because you got to kind of almost take it apart to oil it. And so he did that. So now it goes very smoothly. But I went ahead and I ordered I really don't need to order fabric because I've got enough fabric. But I didn't want to cut the squares because I'm a little bit lazy. And so, but I found a charm pack of fabrics that were like almost like a child's prints, you know, and it all had like little puppies and things on it. So I think she'll like that. And so I ordered that for her today. So that'll be here on Tuesday. And that because I had her sewing together pieces that didn't match up in size and stuff, but she was really just getting the main gist, the main idea of the machine. I have another smaller. I have this sewing machine, but then I have another smaller little Singer that's electric that that one I will probably let her use. She has used this one just a little bit, but I turned the speed way down. Alona says, check out Terry Rowland. She makes lovely quilts with scraps like you did. Oh, I haven't heard that name. So I'm going to have to write that name down so that I can, because with my memory, it goes away real fast. Everything. My memory don't work anymore. Terry Rowlands. Okay, so I'll probably check her out sometime this evening, and that'll be good. I like to hear about new people. Because you can go and find so many different quilters, but so many of them are real. Oh, thank you, Janice. There you go. That's good. Janice put Janice put the link. That's good. Janice, you are so good at that link sharing. And so, but yeah, I think that Aria, because now she'll have perfect squares, I think they're 5-inch squares, um, that I think that she will really be proud of herself by the time she gets that done. And we're only going to make a lap type quilt, because we, all of us have, between them and us, we have enough blankets and enough and we have enough blankets, and I have made so many um, scrappy quilts or just weird quilts. I mean, some people would call them weird because and although I really love the quilts that some ladies make that are perfectly pieced, they're perfectly pieced and they've got a name and it's just amazing. I was watching Kate from the last Lonely House today. I like to watch her too. She is amazing. And she brought on the video that I watched today, she brought us around to see a quilt, a quilt show. And so she was able to show a lot of different quilts. I was real amazed. Oh my gosh, Annette, Wesley Chapel, Florida. You're just a hop, skip, and a jump. You're just a hop, skip, and a jump right here. I'm right up here in Spring Hill. So you're not far at all away. Thank you for coming in. Thank you so much. But some of the quilts that she showed, which she was showing us from the quilt show, to me were absolutely amazing. They were absolutely amazing. Because most of the quilts she showed were artist quilts. One man showed a quilt that he made, and his inspiration was the cracks in a street, where the cracks get a crack in the street, and then somebody comes and fills it in with tar or something. He he made a quilt to represent those things. And so many people make quilts to represent something. Like um, there was a couple quilts there that represented, um, oh, that place that's fighting with Russia right now. There was a couple there like that, and they were just amazing. And when you hear the stories that go behind those quilts, then they are amazing. That you can look at them forever and probably not ever see the whole quilt. Every time you look at it, you're going to see something different in it. Where if somebody does a like a double wedding ring or something, those are beautiful. Those are hard to do, to get them all them corners just right and everything and make it look perfect. And those are absolutely beautiful. And but been I've never been able to do something like that. I've made a log cabin, I think it was called, quilt one time. Actually, I made the quilt top, and then I put the batting on it, and then I pinned the backing on it, and it's still just like that. I made it for my daughter when she was about 15 for her little twin bed, and now she's 48 and I haven't finished it yet. So I probably should finish that. But then when I do something like this, it's like when you find scraps that somebody would just probably throw away. Ukraine, yes, Ukraine. Yep, it is amazing if you just Google on YouTube quilt shows and watch. Oh my word! I wouldn't want to go to them though, because they also sells all the supplies that a quilter or a sewer would dream having. I mean, they showed these big, huge quilting machines that you can just Ooh, my gosh. Like Kate said, boy, I'd like to have one of those, but there ain't no room in this my house for one of them. So Ilona says it was Kate from the last homely house who where it told us about Terry's quilt. In fact, she is making one of Terry's quilts. Yes, she is. She had that up. I seen that video where she had it all pieced, sort of pieced together and partly sewed together. And then she hung it on the rail of a tree house and just let the wind blow through it. I thought, oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. So much work. She's got her curtains behind her. And hi, Lala Gamma, Lori Way. I hope you're feeling good today. But that was gorgeous. Oh my goodness. And and she always invites people to her long green couch. Her long, not mint green, it's another green. She's got a long green couch, and she fills that couch up with her company, and she offers them all tea. All of us are invited to her couch. She lives in, how come I don't know? There's a lot of things I don't know anymore, but I know she lives. Oh, it's the lime green couch. Janice knows. Her memory's better than mine. She's got the lime green sofa, and it must be a long lime green sofa because she says there's always plenty of room. But she lives. Where does she live, Janice? It's it's gosh, it seems it's not New Zealand, or maybe it is New Zealand. I don't know. But she's even been on with Carlos and Arnie. I love to watch them too. Gosh. Oh, Yorkshire in UK. That's where she lives. Oh, but then Ilona says she lives in Hexham, UK. But she's in the UK no matter where she's at. You know, wherever it is, it's in the UK. And so, but see now what I do with these then, now I'll start putting these smaller pieces, the two pieces together, and put four pieces together. And so, and they don't always just match up perfectly. And so, but then I just straighten the. I love this rotary cutter. This rotary cutter, since I got this one, I do not use my other ones at all anymore. This one is so easy to handle. I did put it, I never can remember the name of it's written on here, M-A-R-T, Martelli, I think. I put it though on my favorite things on um, my favorite things on the Amazon list. And so, because it is one of my favorite things, I think I put this one here too. But remember, if you order one, it doesn't come with a blade. Maybe some of them do come with a blade. This one didn't, though. And that's weird because I wanted it purple. I had to pay extra dollar for purple. Oh well, it's just an extra dollar. And so what's a dollar? I mean, I got a million. I just haven't found them yet. They're still on that ship and my ship hasn't arrived yet. So, but yeah, my ship is shipped out, but it'll be here soon. Yep. Oh yeah, the green ones, the green. Well, Janice Glines, you must have just joined because I don't think I even have you on my list. Do I? Diane, Teresa, Evie, Susan, Kathy, Carol, Ray, Ruth, Laura, Barbara, Mithy, Lala, Laura, Alicia, Trucker, Trucker Jeannie, and Jennifer Travis. Nope, I don't have you on my list. So thank you so much, you awesome girl, for joining. Thank you so much. You guys are my wonderful supporters. I appreciate it. I mean, once my ship comes in, then I won't need. But I think my ship got Oh, you just joined this week. Okay, thank you so much. But yeah, once my ship's got a flat tire though, I think that's why it hasn't arrived. So it's got a flat tire. My ship. So I have to wait till my ship gets a spare tire. This thread cutter, this one's called a blade saver from purplehobbies.com. And but I got it from Amazon, and there's a whole bunch of different ones too that you can get. But I liked this one because it was purple. Yeah. Oh gosh, Rita's ship sprung a leak too. Well, that means our millions are down at the bottom of the ocean. Happy Ray, hello. Are you still out on your Happy Ray is celebrating her 25th wedding anniversary. Her and her husband are out fishing. They're on a little fishing trip. Out on a fishing trip. And that's how they're celebrating their 25th wedding anniversary. And I just love hearing stories like that because, you know, people just don't work hard on relationships anymore. I mean, there are some that do, but then there's some that soon as they stub their toe, they get a divorce. And that is one sad how do you do, I'm telling you. So, happy anniversary, Ray. Happy anniversary. That's your silver, right? Is that right? Silver anniversary is your 25th. Yes. And Rita has just celebrated her 43rd anniversary. That is wonderful. That is wonderful. I love anniversaries. Anniversaries are almost better than weddings. Yep, anniversaries are almost better than weddings. Oh, it's actually tomorrow, but you're away for the whole you're away for now September 6th. That was my daughter's anniversary, but then they got a divorceary. Yeah, but that's when she got married. She got a beautiful son out of the deal. That's where we got Jeffrey out of the deal. So, and but I think my daughter-in-law and my son, I think they're going to last forever. They just get along so well. They just work together. They have so much respect for each other. And that, because they have that respect for each other, that makes me feel like they're going to last forever and a day. And it's fun to watch them together. They work hard together. They raise the children together, and that is awesome. Right now, the girls are out. Mama and the girls they went to a trampoline place so they could jump on the trampoline. So then Billy was home with us, and he cooked me and Papa's supper. He cooked some fish, which was absolutely delicious, and a rice dish to go with it, which was absolutely delicious. And so, and because Bianca's not here because she's gone, I got to do the dishes. I don't even get to wash dishes anymore. Oh, Lala's been on her honeymoon for 17 years. I'm blessed. Well, Papa and I, we actually, we actually um, have been legally married for 22 years, but we've been together for 25. And we always do celebrate because we started living together on May 1st, 1998. Then, because I had cold feet, I didn't want to get married right away. I just didn't want to. He wanted to, and we had dates set a couple times, but I just had to. My feet was like ice. And so then January 29th, no, June 29th of 2001 is when we had a little wedding at the park and we got married. And by then my feet just warmed right up. He wanted to get married before that. What do you like about your rotary cutter? I cannot get my rotary cutter to cut. Is that one easier than the regular kind? To me, this one is much easier because you're holding your hand on the handle here. You got your finger on this front thing, and then it's got a little clip here. You can just like this and put the safety thing on there. To dislodge the safety thing is you just roll it, and now it's open. But on the regular kind, you're holding your hand like it's straight, so you kind of gotta twist your whole arm to get it to go. This one you don't have to. You get this one is so much. This one is so much more comfortable for me anyway to use. And they sell these in a left hand or right hand. So this is a right-handed one, and the left-handed one will be just like this, but the handle will be on the other side. I think I put this one on my favorite things too, on my on my um on my doohickey, on my Amazon favorite things list. So, but yes, I really like this one, and I have used it and used it and abused it, and it's still working. And so I like it a lot. And this one was a little bit more than buying than buying the just the straight ones, but this one was a little bit more expensive. But I've had a few of my subscribers that they send me little tips, and like if I was a waitress or something, or they put a little in my PayPal, and when I get them, those I use for myself. Those are always what I use for my things that I use for my videos and that kind of thing, or just my fun things. Because you got to have fun things. And my sewing and I don't sew for a living. I don't expect to make money, or I don't. So mine is totally my 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 sewing is totally hobby sewing, and I don't try to get anything perfect. And so when I do the sewing or when I do any other kind of crafting, um, I just do it for the fun of it. And And as you all, probably most of you know, I don't always finish my projects. I hardly ever finish my projects, actually. I've got so many unfinished projects. And before I get started on something new, but that really doesn't bother me at all, because sometimes I can have a project that's unfinished and it might sit there unfinished for months and months, and then I'll come across it one day and say, "Oh my gosh, I want to work on this," because it's like a whole brand new thing. There's my Aria. There's my girl right there. Did you have fun at the trampoline park?
Uh-huh.
Did you get worn out?
I feel like I'm gonna have to pass out.
Oh, you're gonna pass out? Oh, don't do that, girlfriend.
No, like pass out like sleeping.
Oh, because it is your bedtime almost, isn't it? Because we got school tomorrow. Yeah, yeah. I may even make a video one day of little Aria on the sewing machine working on her quilt. Her pieces won't be here till Tuesday that I ordered for her, so it'll be after that. But I might just go ahead and because I can bring my camera out. I don't have any place to set it up right here, but I can take the camera out and fix some video of her working on her quilt. But she's already one that loves to do crafts. She loves crafts. She loves anything, painting, clay, just anything. She just loves her crafts. And so I want to encourage her to always stick with that because it doesn't matter what she likes to draw. She just whatever just pops in her mind, she'll try it. And so that's my girl. She's my girl. And she loves her rabbit. She has a little rabbit. And she just loves her little rabbit. As soon as she gets home from school, she goes right to her rabbit to get her rabbit and give her rabbit some love. I'm just so happy that you all come by. It's just now I'm sure that once my friend Ray, she's my sidekick. She's not home right now. She must be just on her telephone out at the campsite. I think she said she was coming home on Tuesday. I don't remember. I don't remember much. Yeah. So these little girls are going to turn into farm girls. They were living in the city, but now they're farm girls. I told them that you're going to be making a quilt, and we're going to make videos of you making your quilt. Once your fabric comes in on Tuesday, so hopefully Tuesday you don't have too much homework.
Oh, and I'm not gonna be able to be here on Tuesday.
Where?
We're going to local.
Oh, that's right. You got the skating party on Tuesday. Well, then you're going to have to start it on Wednesday. That's right. Their school is having a skating party Tuesday. So, depending on how I feel, I might just go there just to watch.
Really?
Yeah, because I don't have to pay to go in if I'm not going to skate. And then I can just sit and watch. And
it's $5 per kid.
$5 per kid?
Yeah, we're not bringing Kaya.
Oh, okay. Oh, so Kaya's going to stay home with your dad? No, or is your dad? Who's going with? Who's bringing you?
I really want Mom to bring me, but she's working.
Oh, so maybe you're going to just get dropped off. We could both get dropped off.
We
We could.
Can I ask Daddy to drop us off and then pick us up?
Well, I don't know. We got to see what his plans are to begin with.
Okay.
I save all of these little scraps here because that's my stuffing. Joy Robinson. Hello, how are you? You are looking absolutely beautiful. Like I can see you. I look in that little round circle and I can see you in there. It's like magic. Joy Robinson, my Alabama lady friend. Just love her. I just love her to pieces. And made me think of it. Before we ever had television, that was like a whole long time ago. Um, Colleen, I'm working on my crumb quilt is what I'm working on today, which I'm hoping to kind of almost make like a series out of it, although I don't really do good with series, but yeah, sort of. I sort of do. I sort of work on like a series. Keep you all like updated to what I'm doing. And here, look, this is the fun part. Cut them strings. Cut the strings. Cutting the strings. And but when I said I could see you in that little thing, we used to have a not a tele. We didn't have a television when I was a little kid, but we had a radio, and the radio had this like eye on it. It looked like an eye, and I swore I could look in that eye and see them people that were talking on the radio, although I know I couldn't see, and I don't know what the eye was. It was like a light. What? Oh, no, sweet cheeks.
It has to come with me.
Okay.
No, Kaya.
Okay, no. You can't push buttons, Kaya, darling. Kaya likes to push buttons on. A crumb quilt is a quilt that is made with just fabric scraps of just small fabric scraps, and you just use any fabric crumbs and you put them together. You just have small crumbs of fabric and you just sew them all together. You just sew them all together, um and so it doesn't have any real pattern or anything, and it doesn't need to be any particular colors. My iron went off. My iron goes automatically off.
Kaya, you have to get a bath. Come on.
Kaya's got to get a bath. Is Kaya getting into bed with Papa?
Yeah. I didn't know she was supposed to be doing something else.
Yeah, she's got to. You're supposed to be getting in the bathtub. You know what is so fun about having little kids around and you're just the grandma? It when you're just a grandma, you just let the parents take care of their bath time and everything. It's just amazing. Hey, I have some flannel if you think she would like to sew. Oh, I know she wants to sew. She's going to be making a quilt. Actually, we'll probably use flannel on the back of her of her. Oh, Cal, thanks for coming by. Thank you so much for coming by. You're awesome, awesome, awesome. And so I have quite a bit of flannel, but since we're going to be doing, because what she has said now, if this, and I hope it does, if this works out that she likes to do this quilting thing, and it'll be just, making the 4 patches, kind of a quilt, but she'll use all the same size, then we'll get some Christmas fabrics, and she can make quilts for like her aunts and her Gigi, her other grandma. And because I really think it's better, it's so much better for the children and adults both to make and receive handmade gifts, because you can buy gifts from the store and a lot of times they're really not needed or whatever. And and but if she was to give her grandma, her other grandmother, and her aunties are grown too, I don't think they'd ever get rid of them. I don't think they'd ever get rid of them. I think they would keep them forever. I know I would. If I had a grandchild that gave me a quilt she made, oh my gosh, I would. These are just going to be small quilts, and they're going to only be the size of it, like a throw, or even almost like a baby blanket size, because we're going to use them. We're going to have them for when we have movie night or something, and you just get into your pajamas and you just want to watch a movie, and you just, especially if it's a little bit scary, then you need to have a little blanket to cover up with. And yeah, so that's what these are going to be used for. And then I seen a way of binding too that I'm going to try. I haven't done it yet, but I saw a way that somebody showed of how to bind. Oh, that was the pin cut sew, I think. No, I forgot. Pin cut sew. And she showed a way that she does her binding. And I said, I can do that because I have problems binding and getting my binding to be straight and not all crumbled up and stuff. And so I watched her how she does her binding, and I said, that is what I'm going to do on this one here. So when I get to that binding part, because I do believe I want to finish this. I want to take this and finish it. I don't want to leave it half undone. I want to actually finish it. And so when I get to that binding, I'll show you if I succeed or if I fail. But I think it looked like something I can actually do. Some binding can be kind of hard to do. So, but yes. And I have, now how did I do that? I sewed 3 pieces together. Good thing I have a seam ripper. But see, now I've got, all of these are 4 patches, or some of them are like this one here. Well, this one actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But there still are there feet for the machine that can help on the binding? I don't. I've got different feet for my machine, but I've never really known exactly how to work those feet. I just have never known how, you know. Oh, one thing she did say is to use the walking foot. And I do have a walking foot, and so I will put the walking foot on when I do put the binding on. And so, and Never used a walking foot, but I got one. Come with the machine. And so what I'll do is I'll put it on the machine and I'll play with it for a little bit, and then I'll use that when I put the binding on. But she showed how she does it, and it just looks so simple. But you can do with this kind of, with just crumb quilting, you can make placemats. The back of mine, Colleen, is going to be flannel. But what I'm going to do is what I'm doing is I'm making 12 by 12 squares. So once I get these all sewn together, then I use my 12 by 12 ruler, and I put that on here and I just cut around it. So I have a 12 by 12 square. So what I'm going to do, once I get all my squares done, I'm going to have, I will have flannel. I'm going to cut flannel into 12 by 12 squares, and I'm going to sew them together. I'm going to sew them together, put them right sides together, sew them together, leaving a little opening, and then turn the whole thing then right side out. And then once it's that way, then I'm going to top stitch just all the way around each square. And then I'm going to hand stitch the squares together. So they'll just be just butt together, and then I will stitch them by hand together. And so that it's like a quilt as you go. So it will not need, so the backing will be all flannel. And I may, years ago when I made just patchwork quilts, I didn't quilt them. I tied them. And so I would go on every intersection, and I would just take a needle with yarn and just go on every intersection and then tie that yarn. And so on every intersection there was just a tied yarn, and that's how I put mine together. So it was very easy. Mary Cow, Mary. I don't know how we want to say it. I don't want to call you a cow, but maybe that's what it says. But I do like cows, though. Cow. Well, I'm glad that you came, and I hope you come again and again and again. I'm going to try to do more and more live stream videos because I do enjoy them, and I enjoy actually talking to y'all and hearing what y'all have to say. Hi, Kathleen Kroha. And she's from Connecticut. Ko. Oh, it's pronounced like Ko. Okay, so Ko. That's good because I didn't want to call you a cow. So Ko is good. So we know how that is pronounced. So that's good. So now I will take my squares here. Now I want my pieces to be, again, these ones are all about the same. I want my pieces to be like the same width, sort of the same width. And so, oh, these ones I've all got already 4 patched, but that's okay. Now I'm going to put 2 patches on here. And so I'm going to just do what I do. Oh, there's my ruler. Let's see. And so then I do this now until turn the sewing machine back on since we My Kaya, anything that's got buttons on it, Kaya likes to push the buttons. So she'll come in here and push the button, get my sewing machine going. So when she comes in, I turn it off. Then she can push all the buttons she wants, and it's not going to do anything. So she is so adorable. Oh my goodness. She is so adorable. She has learned that word no. Hmm. She knows how to say no. Sometimes it gets her in trouble, but it's funny how much she understands, because she gets in trouble if she says, if her mom or her dad tells her to do something and she won't do it. Like, she has to pick up her stuff, and you can't just throw your toys on the floor and leave them there. You got to pick them back up, and you got to put them back in the shelf. Yeah, they're teaching them to be a little more organized than me. And sometimes she'll say no, she's not going to pick it up, and then her dad will pop her on the butt on the diaper. You know, that's why they make them diapers nice and thick. Oh, and when she pops it, he pops her on the butt, and she will just cry like she'd been killed. Oh no, you wouldn't cry if you've been killed, half killed. And and then her daddy will say, "Now, Kaya, I told you to pick that up, put it back up on the shelf." And she'll go right over there and pick it up and put it back on the shelf. I don't know why it takes a smack on the butt before she was, but she knows exactly what she's supposed to be doing. She says no. Oh yeah. Mm-mm. Don't be saying no, Kaya. You'll be in a lot of trouble. And so, but you know, how come kids is not born perfect? You think that kids could be born just to be very obedient and everything and not test you. But kids aren't born that way. They're born to be sneaky. And you got to watch them close. You got to watch. And it is true, when that child gets quiet, you better go check, see what she's into. When they first started moving in, you know, and so they were like here every day. Um, I still had things everywhere, and she would find Sharpies just anywhere, or paint, just anything. I had, because I my house was not childproof at all, and my house was not childproof, not the least bit childproof. And she'd get a hold of a Sharpie, and she's wrote on the chair, she's wrote on the floor, and them that she can't reach any anymore. But and she knows, you know, there's stuff on the art cart, on the children's art cart, that they can use. But she's learning now. She's learning which ones she can touch, and she knows. And now I only tell her no one time, and she's good. If she's getting into something she's not supposed to, but she tests her dad a lot. But yes, they're learning their boundaries. And then Kai, even Arya, you know, she's 7 and she understands more. But even she gets a little testy sometimes. Hi, Gail AC. How are you feeling these days? I know you've had some issues going on too. I hope you're good. Your house is a crack. You know what, Lala? You need to come back. And you need to come pretty soon, because you'll think you're in a different house. You will think you're in a completely different house, because it looks like a real house now. It looks like a dining room, and it looks like the room that was my craft room that you and I sat in, and you and me, and we videoed that day. That's now the girls' bedroom. So everything's out of that. But so you need to get up here. You told me you was coming, and you better come. And then you went and got a job, dang it. I didn't give you permission to go find a job. I'm glad that you're doing good, Gail. You've been through a lot. That's my Gail. She's been through a lot. A lot. So, but yeah, a lot of changes in my house. Yeah, bring Tori and Jennifer both. Because now we can sit all the way around the table. There's like a table and 6 chairs. So does not do does. Okay, all right, Lala, whatever you mean by so does not do does. No, I don't have a searcher. I did have a searcher at one time, but it went kaputski. And then I didn't replace it because I really didn't use it that much. But I know I liked it when I used it. When I used it, I was making more things like clothing. But now I just wear these old sack dresses. And I got like this one is blue, and I got like 2 of them that are even that same color. Yes, because I ordered them and I didn't know I already had them that color. And so just some old sack dresses, which I could probably make them if I really wanted to, but I don't really want to. I'm pretty lazy when it comes to making clothing. But the sergers are nice. You can sort of serge just using the the zigzag, and so that works pretty good too. Yeah, so Lala, when you come up though, um, we'll do some kind of crafting because I can't just sit and do no crafting. I can sit and run my mouth, but I have to do some kind of crafting. So we'll sit at the dining room table and do something. So I would take you into my bedroom where all my crafty stuff is now, but you'd come in there and you'd call them hoarder people and say, you gotta go see my friend Elizabeth. She's in a mess. She's in a big fat mess over there. But it's going to get organized. It is slowly getting organized. Because I'm going through and I'm purging and actually if you come over Lala Gamalori Way, if you come over, I can load you up on stuff. Yeah, like to load you up on stuff. Probably stuff you need. Probably stuff you don't really need. Oh, Ilona bought a searcher and she's afraid to use it. Actually, they're not really frightening to use. I mean, you really work very well. I like it because it surges and it cuts at the same time and it's nice. And there is Barbara Batzer from Texas. You know, there's a lot of people in Texas now. Well, there's a lot of people in Texas because Texas is a big state. My nephew just moved to Texas because he got a job with Airbus. Uh-oh. You guys got to see this right here. Now check that out. That's Buddy. That's Buddy right there.
He's a floppy buddy with a pattern on his back that's so chocolatey that I just want to eat him.
That's her bunny. She has a bunny. She's gonna be a little country girl now. See, now she's all clean. Ooh, she smells pretty. You smell real pretty. She just got out of her bathtub. She loves her bunny. That bunny loves her too. That bunny waits for her
Let's see if I can
to
hold him a different way.
come home from school, and she loves her bunny. Where'd you go?
I got him.
Oh yeah.
So they can see his beautiful eyes.
Oh, she wants you to see his beautiful eyes. Look at them beautiful eyes. He's such a pretty baby. And her little nose, I mean his little nose, it's like velvet. It's so soft. You see it wiggle it? It's a wiggle nose.
He taught me how to do it. Not doing it.
There you go. You're wiggling your nose. You're part rabbit.
Because I miss Mama.
Maya, where'd you go?
He's over here.
Oh, she's over there with Papa. Why does everybody like Papa better than me? I'm telling you.
I love you.
I know you do. But the cat, my Petunia cat, loves Papa better than me. I don't know why. Don't know why that is. Oh, see, you know the on the on the serger that I had, the diagram for threading it was right inside the thing. You open this door and it was all written. Like it would say number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. And they were all color coded. And so you took thread number 1 and you just follow the code. Then thread number 2 and follow. And so I just ordered her some fabric and so Joy. Oh my goodness, Aria. My friend Joy. Look what I was talking about you sewing, and look what she said. He goes, hey, I just ordered her some fabric and a sewing kit.
Thank you. You're going to learn to sew from your mama, even that you have no thumbs.
Even though you have no thumbs.
Is your mom out there?
Oh, but yeah, Gail, once you put the 4 big spools on, those big spools last a long, long time. Aria, I don't know if you remember Joy, but you did meet her one day.
Was it?
Remember when we had my unicorn birthday at the beach?
Yeah.
Miss Joy was there. I'll have to show you pictures and you'll probably remember. But yeah. She's going to be, I got a feeling my friend, my Aria is going to be, she's going to become an expert because she's got that want to. She wants to do it. And so.
Don't you have like 4 sewing machines?
No, I have 3 though. I got the one you were using today, and I got this one here, and then I got that green one over there, and that teal, whatever color it is. Now that's the one I'm probably going to let you use once you get used to the crank one. So. Yeah. So be brave, right? Just be brave and work the serger because you can do it. You can do it. And just play. Ooh.
Buddy.
Oh.
It's okay.
Just play with it, just what was that?
Just a little bit.
Little bit? You're heavy, even though you're a little bitty dog. That was my foot. So yeah, you can do it. Just excuse me, sweetheart. And when I was using my serger, I had the thread that I put on my serger, all I had was like an ivory colored thread. And that ivory colored thread pretty much melded into whatever I was making. I didn't buy all these colors of threads of them big spools. And so because when you're doing serging, it's something that you're not going to see on the outside anyway. I don't think. Maybe there's some time you do, but you don't need to have 400 spools of thread, you know. You don't have to have 4 colors of each, 4 spools of each color. You know what'd be neat is to put four separate colors on there. Boy, that would make some pretty. Yeah, just kind of a neutral color, and just a neutral color if you have. And because like you said, I say you don't really see the serging, it's just puts the fabric together to where you don't have any raw edges. Little bit. Did you do a stinker? That smelled like a little bit did a stinker.
Well, that was probably Buddy because I just heard it too.
You heard? No, I didn't hear anything. I just was kind of got a whiff of something there. It's got a little whiff. But then I think she had extra treats today. Because I know Papa gave her treats and then you gave her treats. So she had extra treats.
Is the sword coming out?
It's coming along. I'm getting my pieces.
Uh
Uh-oh. Time for night-night. Okay. Here you go. Give me a little. Give me a little. Give me my good night huggies. Okay. I love you so much.
See you in the morning.
Maybe I'll see you in the morning if I get up in time. Usually when I get up, she's already gone to school. But then I see her when she gets home. What time is it here? Oh, I've been on almost an hour and a half. My bobbin is almost empty. My knees are starting to scream. With this old age thing, it's a trick. It is a trick. It's a trip, too. It's a trip and a trick. I hope I have not ever missed anybody on there. I'm trying not to. One thing I always thought would be cool to have was to have an embroidery machine, but now I don't want one anymore. It was a dream for me for a while, but at this stage of the game, actually I wanted one when I was still making like clothes and stuff, but now I think they're pretty awesome. But I don't think I've ever used one. I'd probably use it when I first got it just to see what I could embroider. And then I would let it gather dust. That's like I did with my scan and cut. My scan and cut I had, never used it. Used it one time. Never used it. And my crickets. I've had like 3 or 4 different cricket machines. And I gave all of them away. I just didn't use it. And I like to die cut, so I have a lot of dies. and I like to die cut, but the Cricut machine, I just never really liked that. And I thought each new one come out would be better, but no. Now I see that Stacy's got one that's real fancy, and it does some fancy stuff, but no, not for this old gal. Okay, that's enough of those. So anyways, now see what I'll do with these ones now. These probably, now when I put two of these together, they'll probably be about 12 inches long. See, so now I got all of them taken apart, and so then I press them. See, I'll press these ones now, and then I will stitch each one of these together. And so, but I'll stitch them together this way, lengthways. And see, then they're at least 12 inches long. And so then, once I do that, and once I have, then I'll have like 3 strips like this. And by the time I have 3 strips like that, then it'll be once I have 3 of them strips, then it will be at least 12 by 12. See, then I'll use my, then I use my square up thing here, and then I will cut around, and I'll have that piece, and whatever comes off of the edges, that'll go on another piece. So but I think it's going to be real pretty. And then, like I said too, you know, I've heard people talking about I Spy quilts, and so like when we're using our quilts when we're having movie night or something, and we can say like somebody, excuse me, excuse me again, we can say something like, I see some yellow flowers, and then somebody will have to say, oh, there they are, and you find them, and so so they can be fun. So anyhow, I'm going to what am I going to do? I'm going to close up shop here, and I'm going to let's see, I'm going to read something, and what am I going to do? Oh, you know what? I have, wait a minute, I think, let me make sure. I have one more. I have one more prosperity hen. And so we're going to pick a winner for the prosperity hen. And so I'm going to write a number on my piece of paper. Where did my piece of paper go? Lost it. I know I didn't lose it. Oh, that's not it. just had that big old piece of paper. And I wrote that girl's name on there. Good thing. Well, I'm going to use this. I'm going to write a number between 1 and 50. And we'll write it on this here sticky notepad. I'm going to write a number between 1 and 50. Okay, I wrote a number between 1 and 50. Now, everybody who's there in the audience, in the congregation, put in a number between 1 and 50. And whoever comes closest to my number that I just wrote down right here, they are going to win this little prosperity hen that I made. And if you have this hanging, this is the first one I made. It's got that little piece of fabric in there. I remember that was my first one. And then you will hang that into your house between 1 and 50, Gail. Pick another number. 63 won't work. And you're supposed to hang it by your front door, and then you'll have prosperity. Yes, you will. And so, and I guarantee it too, as long as you believe. You have to believe. See that unicorn right there? Unicorn. And so, oh, good, we're getting numbers. We are getting numbers. We are getting numbers. We're getting numbers. And everybody put in your number, even if this is your first time here. And also, as you can see in the corner of my screen there, you will see my email address, and that's where you need to send me an address. So I'll know where to send this little prosperity hen. I'm glad to see all them numbers. That means you all are still here and you didn't leave me. You didn't leave me stranded. Okay, now let's see what we have here. Okay, I'll give you about 15 more seconds to get in the number. Make sure you have a different number than everybody else. And, oh, there's Share Bear Cottage Junk Journal with Sherry. Thanks for coming, Sherry. I'm happy to see you. I'm always just new friends just tickle me. Just tickle me. Tickle me. Yeah. And so, okay, now I am going to look and see what this number is because I have already forgotten. Hi, Susan Ernst, my little friend. I'm telling you. Here we go. The number is 12. I put it, oh my gosh, 12. Share Bear Cottage picked number 12. There's no other 12s, right? Let's make sure, because if there is, it's always the first one. And I do not see another 12. So it will be 12. Sherry at Share Bear, Share Bear. What did I just say? You please put your address in my email so I know where to send this. I'm going to have to make some more of these because these are fun. These were fun, and this was my last one. So I need to make some more. So now, where did I put that paper I had notes written on? Okay, well, I'm going to just write this. Share Bear Cottage. And I'm assuming you have I'm assuming that maybe you even have a channel. It sounds like a channel name. I'll have to check you out. Share Bear Cut Sherry. And be sure and send me your address into my Email lizzi472002 at yahoo.com. And that way I have your email. I mean, that way I can get. Oh, where did I put my book? My book. I can't lose my book. Can't read anything if I don't have my book. I am the losingest person ever. Losing. Oh, there it is. Okay, so we'll read a little something again from Louise Hay. I've been stuck on reading from her for a couple days now. Let's see. Here is one. I must have read this before because it's got a bookmark in it, but we'll read it again. I experience the totality of possibilities within me. What does the totality of possibilities mean to you? Think of it as no limitations at all, going beyond all limitations. Let your mind go beyond what you thought was possible. It can't be done, it won't work, there's not enough, this is in the way. Think of how often you have expressed these limitations. Because I am a woman, I can't do this. Because I'm a man, I can't do that. I don't have the right education. You hold on to limitations because they are important to you, but limitations stop you from expressing and experience the totality of possibilities. Every time you say I can't, you are limiting yourself. Are you willing to go beyond what you believe today? And that's true just when we were talking about that doggone them old machines. We can do it, and you can do it. We can always do anything we set our mind to. All right. Congrats, Sherry. Thank you so much for coming. And bias foot. I'm gonna have to look and see what a bias foot is, because that might be something that I need. Okay. I ask God to watch over each and every one of you, every step you take, every move you make. Keep you safe and secure, keep you happy and humble, and please come to the next video or live stream, whichever comes first. Love you guys so much, and you take care. God bless.